Contrary to popular belief, this is not just rap music. This is life. So I offer you right now, life. Life. For every little black child, this is life. Life. For every single parent, this is life. Life. For every brother behind bars, this is life. Hold your head.
What it is, what it do, what it ain't. What it is, unmasked. What it do, it's gonna do what it do. What it ain't, this ain't nothing you wanna miss. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Trez, 1/3 of Unmasked podcast. This episode 59. So glad to be here. Across me, I got my boy P. What's happening,
up, man?
brother?
Chilling, man. How you?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Hey, man. King to a God as always. You know, ready to get to the shits.
Yeah.
Spins, what's good, baby?
I'm great. Happy to be here as always. 59. We working, ain't we?
Yeah, man.
Getting to it.
Climbing the charts.
Yeah. Hey, we got a lot. So let me jump it off. First and foremost, we want to just acknowledge, Miss Kentanji Brown Jackson, which is, hopefully we'll get I know they're delaying the vote right now.
Yeah.
Since she had her confirmation hearing. And so, I just want to congratulate her. Number one, for just showing her, her toughness, being able to withstand 20 hours of questioning from a lot of Republican governors and people that were just asking the questions and kind of, make her feel uncomfortable in the whole situation. Which she got a lot of outpouring of love. I noticed that, just looking through the story and just kind of figuring out and getting bits and pieces of the hearing itself. Yeah. I noticed that they tried to slander or, basically make her feel some type of way for the leniency on some of the, the sentences she laid out.
For having a heart.
For having a heart. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some of the questions with Todd Hawley, a Republican senator from Missouri, Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, and of course our favorite, not Senator Ted Cruz in Texas.
Yeah, they went to school together.
Yeah, so
they actually had a class together.
Yeah. Yep. So it was interesting to see those things unfold. But kudos to her for just holding her own. And then of course she got a lot of outpouring and love from Senator Cory Booker in New Jersey. So that was a good thing. And of course we've seen the memes, we've seen some of the positive outpouring love, thing that we have seen from trying to uplift her. And as she goes through this journey, and hopefully she'll solidify her path real soon. But more to come.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
This is when you reach for something, you have people that kind of target you.
Mm-hmm.
A form of adversity. Yeah. Part of the process, unfortunately.
Right.
Because a lot of times everybody don't got to go through this process.
And you know it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So when you hit with questions and statements, and even if they know your character,
it don't matter.
They go portray like they don't know your character.
Agreed.
The shit Ted Cruz did, I watched some of that and I had to turn it off because it was almost like, I'm going to lift you up to knock you down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Hey, we went to school together. We even shared some classes together. And this is where he hit her with, I don't know you.
Ah, shit.
But I know of you with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
You saw that, Trez. I mean, that's crazy.
And then he starts to berate her with a line of questioning that you're like, dude, come on.
Well, she did state towards the end, once she went through all of that, she did state, here I am, going for this position, right? And I'm here basically in the 11th hour.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are choosing to pinpoint some of the things that I've already we've gone through it, and I've done this based on what Congress would allow me to do.
Right.
So it's not like I did anything out of out of the law,
out of bounds.
Right. It was within the lines of integrity. So, I support her 100%. I hope everything works out. I hate that they delaying the vote. But that's just, I guess, a part of the process, and that I wouldn't know how that actually feels personally, but of course I'm supporting and want to see her, come out on top.
Yeah, Trez, what you got on it?
Yeah, man. I mean, I pretty much agree with what y'all said in regards to that situation. It's just, sometimes you gotta go through some things, unfortunately, just to test your character.
Yeah. But kudos for her for holding her head high. Another thing I noticed that, it's important to have your people in the room.
It is very, very important
because there was I think a black photographer from, I want to say she was with the Washington Post, or she was with the New York Times at one point, now with the Washington Post.
A big platform.
Yeah,
sure.
But her assignment now is with Congress, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for her to capture certain pictures, she was the one who captured a picture of
the young girl.
Her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to have certain people capture certain moments for you.
Absolutely.
That wouldn't normally be shared. You know what I'm saying? That was powerful.
It was a hell of a picture.
To see your mom, your parents sitting there taking this on the shoulder and not flinching and smiling at you motherfuckers. Yeah, come on. Next.
You gotta love that.
Yeah,
right?
man. You gotta love that.
Yeah. So yeah, again, kudos to her. Much luck in this whole journey, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a decision soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would be remiss if we, did not talk about the slap heard around the country, world, globe.
Yeah, but before that, shout out to Samuel L. Jackson, man.
Yeah, honorary Oscar. Definitely more than deserved, long overdue.
Yeah.
And also kudos to Denzel Washington for the leadership. There's some things that I salute him for through this whole ordeal, and I think he was very instrumental in just kind of calming everything down.
Right. Now let's get back to the bullshit.
Let's get to the shit. The slap heard around the world.
Yeah.
So, listen, I'm gonna just say this. I know the debate has been up and down timelines. It's been all over the news. It's been everywhere. First and foremost, I do feel like Will was wrong. I'm going to say that, and I'm standing on that because I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how you all feel. I feel like still in all, regardless of however it was played out, where was that energy from Mr. August Alsina? Okay. I'm standing on that. I don't care. I get it. And to a certain degree, I do understand the defending, of your wife's honor. But with that being said, I still feel like you should have taken that in a different angle. But I have other thoughts on that. I want to get you guys' take on it, right? Because at first I know, we had a little debate whether it was real or fake. So go ahead, fellas.
Barbarian. I stand next to the window, sir. I'm opening it.
Yeah. I'm gonna cover both sides. So, first off, it was some bullshit. Just overall, whether it was real or fake, I went back and forth. First I thought it was staged. First I thought it was real, then I thought it was staged. But at the end of the day, it was just disrespectful to the culture. There's a lot of different angles you can really look at the situation, man. It was deeper than the comment that Chris Rock made about the G.I. Jane Part 2.
Yeah.
Like, that shit ain't. Like, if you go to any movie award, Oscars, Grammys, that's what the hosts do. They shoot shots.
They roast.
They shoot shots. They shoot shots in the crowd.
Life too. That's what comedians
that's
do.
what they do. You know what I'm saying? So
go to any show and you with your old lady.
You sitting in the front.
You sitting in the front. You bound to get caught. Exactly.
Yeah, you eligible to get got.
That's true.
I mean, like, that ain't nothing new to the game. So yeah, that shit came from somewhere else. Did it come from the August Alsina shit?
Well,
I don't really know. But I'm gonna tell you like this: that shit put a dent on Will Smith to me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he was remorseful. He used his power to take advantage of the situation. Because my whole situation is this: if that was Leonardo DiCaprio that was hosting the show, and he made the joke, or a white comedian made the joke, you ain't gonna strut on that stage like you motherfucker did and slap that motherfucker and slap Chris Walk and then walk off. There's three things that's disrespectful that I was always told growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't spit on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't call nobody the N-word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't slap nobody. Like
5 fingers.
Right. The thing is, growing up,
that's a different.
When you have a conflict with somebody, you don't slap nobody.
You slap me, dog.
You know what I'm saying? You hit somebody.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying? Like, That's disrespectful, bro.
No type of respect.
Yeah, like that's almost like somebody saying, "I'm gonna slap the taste out your mouth, bro."
Right.
Like, you don't. Slapping is not something that we do, bro. Like that's some old slave shit, man.
I got you.
No, it's a real shit.
No, I mean, I feel you.
But it's a weird situation because initially, if you look at the situation, Will was laughing.
Originally, he was laughing. That's one problem.
You got the side eye from wifey.
Now you turning up.
Now you want to turn into fucking Joe Jackson or whoever the fuck you want to fucking be.
King Richard.
Yeah, King Richard. Oh yeah, you got back into character real quick.
And what's crazy is King Richard. You know, he said he didn't condone the slap. Yeah. I have a couple problems with it. One, I already stated why I feel like he was wrong, but just a couple more problems that I had with the whole situation. One, I feel like from an Oscar standpoint, you've tarnished that situation. There's rumors that, you know, they may pull it from him. I highly doubt it, but I'm just saying it's rumors.
We're not gonna win another one no time soon. I promise you that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all white.
Yeah,
there ain't gonna be no. You know that's the other piece that I had. First, I had the problem with now you can't even enjoy your victory because now you're associated with the bullshit. Every time somebody mentions, well, he won an Oscar for this amazing movie. Well, he also slapped Chris Rock in the same night. You know what I mean? Then secondly, I feel like, you know, you got to look at it from this standpoint. How many times have we cried about having black representation at the Oscars? And then we going to do this shit. When if you really want to jump it off, you have plenty of opportunity before the show, backstage, and possibly any after parties that they may have had.
Well, commercial break.
No, anything. But yeah,
they consulted. They consoled him during a commercial break. So he could have got him during a commercial break.
That's true.
That shit was for the birds. Shout out to Chris Rock. He stayed. Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
It wasn't even no question.
Well, you could tell he thought about it. That's why he stumbled over his words.
You want to act the fool on national TV? I'm gonna act the fool with you.
He did stumble right after. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he stumbled.
I could tell you.
And that's what for me told me that it was real.
Yeah.
But a couple things. So you guys covered most of it, right?
Here we go.
Right.
Where's that window at?
Oh, I'm out. I got one leg out right now.
Let's go.
One, I hate the narrative that I watched social media all day Monday. Didn't comment on nobody's shit.
That's
just
all
watched
you heard.
It. Right? So one narrative I want to dispel. Women, and I'm going to say regular women, don't get your man fucked up.
Right.
That's number one. Don't get him fucked up.
Don't put him in no weird ass position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you say that's the way you want your man to defend you.
Right.
Right? One, the words he used after he slapped him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a defense. Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. You're still ignorant for saying that out loud.
Right.
Yeah.
Twice.
A couple times.
All right.
Yeah, twice.
The second thing is, if you're gonna walk on stage and say that, then walk on stage and say that in his ear.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't need to invite these outsiders into what we got going on.
Right.
Yeah, you laughed at your wife at first. You saw it, and she was fucked up about it. So now you got to handle the situation. I get it. Because you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up by laughing. You said ha ha.
Yeah, that's where the fuck up.
That's where the fuck up started.
Right.
Because you said ha ha, and y'all really ain't in a good place. So now you got to redeem yourself.
Right.
The second thing is, y'all motherfuckers stop acting like she's sick. She has alopecia.
Right, which is not a
deadly or fatal
ill
disease.
Right.
Yes, she loses hair. Shit, I've lost hair in my beard before from being stressed out.
Take the head off.
That's not alopecia. No, but seriously, some serious shit.
No, seriously.
I've had bald spots in my beard from being stressed out. It could be stressed out. Now, I went out on a limb, and I talked to several people. If it is from stress, it could be from stress, it could be from diet, it could be from several things. It's also genetic. Right? So, motherfuckers, I did my research.
No, it is genetic. Right.
But if it's brought on by stress, then to your point, and fuck the August Alsina and why he ain't slap him because they were separated or whatever. We get all of that.
Yeah.
However, if it's stress, you brought this stress on you. You started fucking with these young niggas back in 2015.
Right.
You got fucked up and caught up in a web of shit. Didn't know if you wanted him or your husband. You know what I'm saying? Shit comes out, 19, 20?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
During the pandemic. or
Right.
the height of the pandemic.
Same time she announced that she got alopecia.
Right.
You could have been dealing with a whole lot of fucking stress. I don't know if that's the cause or not. I'm just saying that could be one.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of motherfuckers acting like she's sickly.
But it don't really matter,
Well, she's
bro,
not.
because she said she fine with the bald head. But I guess I just don't understand. It's like it's a double-edged sword, bro. Because she ain't had no issues before.
Well, the other thing as well.
You know what was it, like in 2016?
Right.
Yeah,
with
but
Chris Rock.
Oscars.
yeah, and that's what I was going to say. The other thing as well is they've been going back and forth for a minute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as Chris taking shots at them. So maybe he was fed up.
Right, he was.
Well, I'm saying like this.
But when 50 took shots at him, all he said was, fuck you, 50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're going to choose who you want to do that shit to. You know, that's how I feel. And he took the wrong
you know
second. Because what if Chris Rock would have fucked
about ultimate disrespect, Ross in August put a song out.
A whole song. Like 3-4 minutes.
It was trash, but I mean, it's still
even with that, right, it's... And not that it's expected or warranted, but it would have been valuable if she would have came out and said something then. I'm not sure if she did or didn't. I don't remember it if she did. But she hasn't stood up and defended him.
At all.
In a sense, no matter what their relationship status is or whatever, motherfuckers has been coming at Will for a minute. So I could see him breaking, right? But still, you being a professional, you being
in the setting,
the golden child and the setting.
This was your night.
You have to respond a little bit better. We all been put in situations where we get challenged.
Right.
In a situation a person knows better than to challenge us, but we have to have restraint and deal with it later.
Agreed.
I mean,
I definitely agree.
I agree. That shit just kind of comes. I mean, the shit's stupid, bro.
On a lighter note, if you put that motherfucking picture side by side, that G.I. Jane and Jada,
she looks just like the motherfucker, man.
Oh, it's identical.
You know
it's
what
the
I'm saying?
same. I was like,
it ain't like he picked the character that was fucking fucked up.
The thing about a comedian
is a strong character.
Right.
They tell the truth in just a funny way.
Yeah, that's
all comedy is. It's just the truth put onto a funny platform.
And for the people that say that he knew, shit, I didn't know she had alopecia till that night.
I didn't know either. I didn't know either.
I had took the word right. I just thought she like rocking a short cut.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I could have sworn she cut her hair.
For a minute.
I could have sworn she said she cut her hair because she was tired of it.
Yeah. And she even, one don't have to do with the other, but I remember when she started doing that it was right after she did the movie, the Set It Off joint. Remember at the end she cut the dread, and that was kind of a thing she did moving forward. Right. So it's been like that for years now. So I mean, they just in a that household may not be in a good space. You know what I'm saying? It's walking on eggs. So he got issues with the kids, and the kids coming out making announcements. And that's family, and I feel like you got all this shit out, and I say this, and we move forward, but you got all this shit out, right? You got the little live documentary where you're going around the world. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check it out. It's like a freedom, like a therapy form, where you're doing different adventures and shit like that, right? So you're seeking therapy or going through whatever you're going through, but here's your release. This is what you get to do, and you have the money to obviously go through and do what you want to do and have that freedom. But it's not taking care of what you need to fucking take care of. And so then you get into the setting, it's your night. We all know what's finna happen. I mean, I felt like I don't even watch the shit. I don't watch award shows anymore.
Man, my son put me onto that shit when it happened. I had no idea.
I didn't know it either till you really, I just went back and looked. I'm like, man, at first I'm like, this shit fake. But anyway, I'm saying, like, I don't watch award shows. So for this to come out now, even before this show came on, I knew what was going to happen. He was going to win the Oscar. I felt like it was going to happen for him. So why choose now to defend your family's honor?
Hey, man, pussy will fuck up your head.
Yeah, good point.
It will. It will. It'll fuck up your head.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, because...
I don't even think it's that, though, man.
No, it's that. When a motherfucker can pull out letters from the Tupac wrote and fuck a young nigga and whoever else she chose to fuck, pussy will fuck up your head.
Yeah. She won't out.
He's not letting... Pussy will fuck up your head. It'll make you hold on when you should let go.
And do shit like this.
Yeah, no night. I'm not letting you go either, goddamn it.
Hey, ain't a pussy that wet or a titty that round I'm going to hold on to fuck up my mental capacity. I'm not.
Nah, I hear you.
It's not.
I hear you. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot more this week. You'll see it all over social media. As we move forward, one of the we're talking about like entertainment, right? And you look at some of the great things that we've seen recently, like from the documentaries we looked at, and then also looking at just some of the great filmmaking that we've seen. And you got to give kudos to Donald Glover and what he's created with the show Atlanta, right? Atlanta is, no matter what hiatus it takes, with the height of the pandemic and just whatever we've seen delay in production, whenever this show comes out, it's highly and critically acclaimed. Whether that's through fans or through whatever, we see people talk about the events leading up to the season premiere, or what have you. And so I give him a huge kudos for continuously having that grasp, that grip on society. And it's a great show. I don't know if you've seen all the seasons, but I've been privileged to see all the seasons. So I wanted to bring attention to this third season, right? This first episode. And I thought it was really brilliant how they started the show. For those of you who haven't seen it, please go watch it. Where you saw the two guys on the boat. Right. And then it went completely dark, as far as for the turn of events that happened on that boat. And then as you move forward, it goes and dives into, a really dark and thriller type story.
True story.
You bought it, and it's relatively, loosely based on a true story, which was more tragic than they depicted it. But I'll let you, because you brought this to our attention, so I'll let you go through your thoughts behind it.
Just from the aspect of, and after researching it is why I went back and watched it, because the first time, again, being a fan of his show, it wasn't what I was expecting. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
Yeah, it was definitely different, and then none of the main characters, to my recollection, was in it.
Until the end, I think.
Yeah, but the fact that this guy tried to get this story out on other platforms and was denied, said, I'm going to put it out on the platform that I already have guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he wanted it to be a longer story. You know what I'm saying? Because you contain to have, 43, 44 minutes?
Yeah.
On an hour show when you have commercials and whatnot. But I think he really got across the point to bring up awareness of that situation.
Right.
Of those women acting like they were, guardians or foster parents.
And they were utilizing social media to kind of garner, money and things like that based on them taking in those foster parents.
And going to the extent of what they went to, I think I applaud him for making that stance of getting his story out. To be diligent enough to get that story out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a couple thoughts. Trez, with what you saw, I wanted you to kind of, and I wanted to talk about also, that couple and that story a little bit more in depth. But what were your thoughts, man?
Man. It wasn't what I was expecting, first and foremost. I could definitely say that. I know when y'all told me to check it out.
Beginning, yeah. It was off the wall from the beginning.
Yeah, like you said, it started with the boat scene, but it was just, I don't know, man. Just the fact that it's based on loosely a true story is what I'm really looking at. Like, these women was kind of different. You're eating uncooked food.
That took me out. Eating the chicken, fried chicken in the microwave and shit. That shit was disgusting.
That shit was beige as hell.
She said, we tried 4 minutes, let's try 8 minutes. I don't know. It was just
right. And that's gonna make a difference.
And I was wondering, did they what happened to the lady that came and checked on them at the wellness check? Did they?
Well, the way they depicted it is that she
killed him.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because if you remember, he dreamed and saw the head and so it was crazy.
It wasn't nothing that I was expected, based off of what Atlanta's about. But it was great the way they slid it in and got that story across. You could tell there's probably a lot more that they wanted to put in. But like P said, it was only 43, 49 minutes episode. So you try to have to pinpoint the true facts, but man.
And I think what's more so two things. One, I believe, or I feel like, he's always kind of done this. The last couple seasons, if you remember the previous season, the very first season was like a lot of comedy, which drew the attention to the our fans. The second season, the very first episode, it was a complete turn of events. The beginning scene was a robbery in a restaurant in Atlanta. And it was a guy pull up in the drive-thru and they robbed him with a chopper.
Yeah.
They had the chopper. You don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, what the hell is this? Ain't nothing like And so again, he draws us in, and then he got that surprise first episode, and I was loving that piece, and the other piece that that I'm glad that he tapped on is, it was something that I would have never even thought to research this situation had this not been an episode.
Right.
Now that I know that it was again based on a true story, where and at the end of this it was a more uplifting ending, because in reality, the two lesbian lovers, they killed everybody involved, right? Including the foster kids.
Right.
So, way to go, man. Continue bringing the great content. I'm a huge fan, avid, of what you bring to the table. So
this is just one of them things that goes back to where we don't get the light shed on our stories the way that it should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This happened back in 2018.
Right.
And
4
I could
years
be
later.
wrong, but I don't remember it being
Publicized.
on national.
I never heard
The
of it.
only thing that was national was, if you remember, the little boy running up and hugged the cop. That was
Right.
the story of the real
that
name
went
of the character
viral,
was
yeah.
Devontae Hart,
Yeah.
which she took on the last name of those ladies.
Mhm.
And that was a real national piece.
Right.
But, months later, as they showed, they ran off a bridge and, they killed all the kids involved, which was a tragic story. But it's like, I wonder how often that happens, because they weren't necessarily pinpoint, or they weren't adopting white kids.
Well,
It was black kids.
Yeah.
So, that's the disturbing piece. And it makes me want to just dive into that whole, if that, just depending on how often that's happening and what percentage of that is happening across, our country.
Happening a lot.
Yeah. And so we talked about a lot, but when we look at all that's happening, everything that's going on in the world, one thing that I wanted to have as a theme on this show, something I wanted to talk to you fellas about. I was looking at another platform, and one of the things came up is, being in a successful state, or just being able to hold your own, being in a positive mindset, having your own money, having your own assets, things of that nature. Nobody really can tell how much you go through to get where you are, how you solidify, your direct path. I wanted to just touch on that, because I don't think us as brothers, and just us as black men in general, I don't think we discuss this often. I don't think we talk or use the platform sometimes that we have, or just reach out. We've really been advocates of mental health, and just, holding each other's hands, making sure that we're taking care of each other, holding each other's heads up. So I wanted to talk to you fellas about some of the trials and tribulations you guys have had to get to just being able to maintain, doing everything that you are doing to, continue to better yourself and be a part of society and feel a little comfortable with what you have, your assets, things that you have. Go kind of talk me through some of those things for you all, and where you're not, and I have my own, but I want to leave it up to you fellas to kind of, capture the audience and let them know some of the things you guys went through. And you don't have to be too much, but go through it.
Yeah. So, with you asking, I mean, I was always told something when I was a child, like God never put more on your plate than you can handle, and everybody's plate's a different size, and right before, like when things is going great in your life, like the biggest test always happens right before.
The greatness.
The greatness.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to the situation with Will Smith. I guess you can kind of tie that in together. You know what I'm saying? But with me, without really going into depth and too deep about it, I just, when I was younger, I used to, I was pretty reckless, doing what I want. But there was always a couple of times that I knew something was going to happen, but it was always that test. And shit, the reality of the matter is, I've always taken the hard way in life.
Okay.
Like, even if I knew, like, damn, this is an easy road,
Straight, narrow path, sort of.
My ass still want to go off
to the left.
Yeah, man. It's just always been me. I don't know. I don't really recommend it, but it made me who I am. It made me stronger.
So
it taught me who I am as a person. But
because you go through. I'm glad you said that, because for me, right, when I look at, and it ain't even the trials and tribulations, like, what did it take for me to get there, right? What are some of the things
I had to do wrong a couple of times.
You got to learn. You got to go through those.
Yeah,
experiences.
I had to I had to make the mistakes repeatedly.
Yeah, and constantly to
to understand, because the first time, like, all right, I could probably tweak it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the stubbornness, and you got to accept. You got to come to accept that it's going to require change.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest part, really looking yourself in the mirror and owning up to the situation. You know what I'm saying? You got to man up and
get through it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm starting a little earlier, right? For me, right? So I'm looking at it. I was raised by my grandmother. I had a really good upbringing in regards to just the love and support that I had, right? I had some, like any family, you have those hard times, but for the most part, good kid, had the grades that I needed, things like that, right? So as I get through high school playing football, I had a pretty decent upbringing. So when I look at everything, right, I get to, I get out the house. I've made it a point, like, hey, I'm getting the fuck out the house. Like that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
I get out the house, right, and as I'm getting out the house and going through my little growing pains, smelling my piss, going crazy, doing stupid shit at 17. I'm not even completely out the house. Like, I'm still in high school, but I'm still doing dumb shit. And then, going into senior year, going into college and things like that, I'm trying to, get on my own, which I did, right? Got my own place, all that shit, did the college thing. But at the same token, I'm making all the wrong decisions. I'm like, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to make this money, I'm going to do the wrong shit. Even though I'm going through what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm still on the side doing everything I'm not supposed to fucking do, right? And I went through a really hard time, right? I had some situations where I ended up in jail. I had a lot of crazy shit just going on, right? And it took me to seriously, I was in a point where I had to come back home, which I was supremely humbled to get out of school. And I remember jobless, didn't have no bread, nothing like this. When I found out my daughter was coming. And I'm laying down, no bullshit. And this is the first time I've ever shared this story. No bullshit, I'm sitting literally in what you call a fetal position, right? This is how I am, day in and day out. No TV, no nothing, not eating, nothing. I'm really deep state of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And as I sit there, right, and I feel like, here's my daughter coming. You either got to get off your motherfucking ass and do something about it, or this is gonna be your demise. You know what I mean? If there's nobody coming to help you, there's nobody coming to uplift you. There's nobody that's gonna do that. We're not like that. Family sometimes is not gonna give you that support that you when they feel like you had the you could have made the right decisions. So I'm not. Of course, my daughter had a lot to do with it, but at the same token, I just told myself to kind of just like, took it step by step. First thing I did was get the fuck out the bed, right? Secondly, get out, get some fresh air. Is it really that fucking bad? Talk to who you feel like you can talk to if you can. And, slowly things start to turn. And I said to myself, I would never get back in that position. And for me, that was the first thing I did to overcome.
Right.
So, and it kind of, again, you make mistakes as you go. But like I said, that was that first, like, okay, you got your ass kicked, get back up.
That I would agree. That was similar to you. That was my turning point.
Yeah. And
when I knew my baby was coming, I've been in situations where I done lost best friends, you know what I'm saying? That didn't really change me, you know what I'm saying? Probably made me more mad and, probably wanted to attack more. But kind of like you said, I was in jail a week before my child was born.
That's tough.
Like,
that's tough.
I was still in jail.
Let me ask you this: did you know you even know you was getting out, or did you feel?
Well, I knew there was a possibility that I might be out right before she was born.
Okay.
And I was just telling myself, like, this is it, man. I can't, like, this is not the example I want to live for her. Like, it was a week. Like, I think I got out 4 days before she was born.
Wow.
And I said, I can't come back to jail again, man.
Can't do it. I can't. Listen, I'm for you, but I hear you, bro.
Like, that was really what changed it.
Yeah.
That new responsibility, I guess.
No, a child will change you. A child should change you.
Yeah, that new responsibility, like, it ain't all about me no more.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all about the money.
And knowing you got it now, I got to hustle. I got to get to it.
The hustle's already there.
Well, I mean,
hustle differently.
The hustle differently.
Move differently.
Exactly.
Yeah,
move differently.
Move totally differently. And that was probably the changing point, man. That's when I had to look at things totally different, bro. Like, I couldn't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? Because I still knew I had some pending cases that I had to deal with. Like, I was still looking at doing 15 years, fair time.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, brother. That's for sure. And one thing about that to me, and I know you want to speak on it too, but one thing about it for me, when you look at that situation, you look at what I just spoke on, right? Even though we know it's almost embedded in us. We know it's gonna be a time again where we're gonna get our ass kicked. Yeah. That experience in itself, just that one lesson, or maybe other lessons, depending on what you got going on, that's the shit that's gonna get you through that next ass kicking, right?
Yeah.
And I think that for me is the advice that I wanna give. But before I kind of go through my piece, I'll let you speak on it a little bit, P.
I would say mine happened probably a little bit younger than you guys.
Okay.
And I don't even know if I shared this with y'all, but I lost my mom at 12, my dad at 15.
Yeah.
So that shit knock you down immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So now you trying to navigate life differently. You have people around you, family around you that do their best to do what they can do. You know, I would say providing the love that they can provide, because they still have children of their own.
Right.
At that young age that they're trying to raise and develop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So not on purpose, you're not a priority. You know, so looking back hindsight, I learned how to navigate without being a priority. Now I had guidance, I had love, I had quality men around me that would, straighten me up when I was drifting. Still wasn't a priority. You know what I'm saying?
Check on you here and there.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got the necessities. You know what I'm saying? Even more. You know what I'm saying? But looking back hindsight, nobody's gonna ever love you like your parent loved you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can get close, but it's never gonna be exactly the same.
Right.
You know, I'll give credit to my grandmother, God rest her soul, my aunt, God rest her soul. My godparents, I got a couple other aunts and uncles, some uncles that are already, they've all transitioned, that helped me be the man that I am today. But yeah, that's a kick in the ass. You want to talk about a kick in the ass? That's a kick in the ass. Yeah. And then going back and forth from up north to down south, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure shit out, and that's also a part of.
Change of culture.
Not change of culture, but also looking back at it, right? Because this is all shit. You get to a certain point in your life where you try to evaluate shit when you're trying to grow, right? And not placing blame, but trying to gather understanding.
Yep. Yeah.
You bounce back and forth because people probably can't handle you at that time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
True. Yeah. At that time, they can't.
From a financial standpoint, I can't afford this extra mouth right now. You take him. All right, well, I took him for this long. Now you take him.
Like that's not, like you said, not a priority.
You see what I'm saying? But doing the best they can.
They don't mean it in a bad way.
They don't mean it in a bad way, but you're doing the best you can.
Right.
So
this was unexpected.
It was unexpected.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get to that point, you learn how to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Right. It always stays with you. You move differently, and then I did my wild shit. God bless, I never landed where you guys landed, but I did my wild shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the pivotal moment of not doing any more wild shit is the birth of my son.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is like, he just turned 20 Sunday.
Yep.
And I posted, greatest gift I've ever received.
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw
you see what I'm saying?
I saw that, yeah.
Yep.
I would do anything for this kid.
Yep.
And as I also shared when you saw it, I only wish my mother was here to share it with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the shit will still knock you down, but it's certain things that make you say, "Nah, I'm never doing that again."
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
You learn how to pivot, move forward, move differently, and try to derail some of the experiences that he will, I guess, come through.
Yeah.
That I've went through for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you gotta find a way.
You gotta find a way.
You gotta find a way.
You gotta find a way. And
what it's all about.
going back to when we had old girl talking about mental health and black suicide.
Ebony.
Yeah, Ebony. I would ask anybody if you find a way or you find yourself in a situation where it's getting too dark, reach out, man.
Say something.
You got to
reach out.
Somebody that's close to you.
Yeah.
Somebody that's just going to listen.
Yeah.
It's not going to judge you and try to pass, any type of criticism on you. But sometimes you just want somebody to listen. Sometimes you don't even need no feedback.
Nah.
So,
yeah, just listen.
Yep.
Because the other thing is, you're not expected to have the words for everybody because you may have never been in that situation.
Yep. I would agree. It's kind of where I was going.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you ain't never been there, your advice probably is
it's null and void.
Not wanted that. We just want you to listen.
Yeah.
Just
you know what I'm
listen.
saying? I found myself trying to console my friends and relatives when they lose their parents. But even that is different.
It's different.
Because
different connection.
It's a different connection. And not only that, Trez, they've had their parents longer than I had mine.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more fabric to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's better, losing them young or losing them when you're older.
And you've had a lot of time to
plenty of time to heal.
You know what I mean?
Shit, 36 goddamn years.
Exactly.
To heal.
Still,
you know what I'm saying?
Still healing.
But still healing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as bad as it was initially.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, I beefed with God when I first lost my mom.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Tough.
Because one of them
hard.
things that I dealt with was when she first passed, dude, every night I would have a dream of her. It wasn't even a why. I would have a dream of her, but every night in the dream, she fucking died.
Damn.
So you wake up
just
losing her over and over again.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, God, look, stop this shit, man. Stop.
Right.
If I got to see her like this, I'll never want to see her again.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen her for like 5 years after that. Then I had to say another prayer, look, can I see my mom?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then this is where other people who I don't even know
started to
come around and have that sort of impact. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got a homegirl in Atlanta. Her mom cool as hell. She gives some of that vibe that my mom had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've learned to appreciate the older women that come into my life, not knowing what they're possessing or giving me. But, yo, I take it, and I respect them and shout them out. And, hey, man. But like you guys said, at a certain point, you got to get up.
Got to get
You
up.
got to get up.
You got to get up.
Yeah. Good. Hey, thank you for sharing, Pete.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank y'all for sharing.
That's I can't imagine. And I think, like I said, just to kind of close us out, I would say, this is something that is good for us to always, bring to the table.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys that, follow the show, watch us, support us, if you know us personally, and even if you don't know us personally, use this platform. You take us, for example, like if you've seen us outpour. If you got to talk to us, if you want to speak to us, if you want to just shout us out, whatever you want to do, you need to, have that conversation. Just reach out, whatever. It's cool, comment, whatever. It's we're here for the people. So, anything else you guys got, man? Anything else y'all want to share? I definitely appreciate this conversation, and I'm sure we'll have some more, topics. We're gonna get into some relationship stuff soon and things like that. But anything else?
Lighting the shit up. Who you got? Final four.
Oh, that's where I was about to go with it. I got Carolina in the Final Four.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Dolphins with all these great pickups. Zoom. The
That's
speed,
Final
baby.
Four, man.
I'll just let you know. I'm always shoot.
They all
the
running,
team been gone.
They all running 5 and 10 routes.
This guy over here.
Duke.
This guy has nothing to laugh at.
He does it. Y'all gonna have the most yards after catch though.
Hey.
Ever.
Whatever makes Tua look good, because we know he can't throw it.
You say 5 to 10, right? All day.
I got North
routes.
Right, yeah, 5
I got
to 10
North
yards.
Carolina in the Final Four as the upset. Like
Over Duke? Nah,
Is it an upset?
to the AFC.
it doesn't matter. Duke's winning. Coach K going out on top.
I mean, they set it up for Duke to win with the way they did these brackets. Now you're looking at it.
Nah, I don't know, dog, because
Duke should have been on number 2 seed.
Because Tech gave him hell, bro.
Right, but Duke should have been on number 2 seed. Just like North Carolina should have been on AC, just like Miami should have been on 10th seed. They did the ACC bad this year.
So you got NC, right?
Yeah,
Winning it all?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with them.
I got Duke. Who you got, P?
I got North Carolina.
God damn. All right. Well, guess that's it for the day. No, I'm just kidding. I got Duke going. But again, great show, fellas. As always, definitely appreciate the conversation. Please continue to like, share, comment, support. Thank you all for continuously watching.
Motherfucker, you ain't leaving just yet.
I am leaving. I'm gone. See y'all later.
Listen. Hey, you see Jerry trying to pay the judge off.
He is.
Yeah, so he don't got to deal with that daughter situation.
While y'all playing, y'all already see that. You know it's going to happen. Y'all know that. Y'all know it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be an out-of-court settlement.
Y'all already know.
For a nice amount.
Yeah, but you trying to bribe the judge.
Fuck it. I'm sure he did more than that before.
If
you just ain't heard about it.
If you bold enough to do that, you done bigger things.
You done the shit before.
You done bigger things.
You already know that.
Like, come on.
That's why I'm not even tripping. Like, I already know you probably, this the only one that's publicized around this bitch.
Guess the bribery wasn't enough.
Right.
Go Cowboys. Always a pleasure, everybody. To the left of me, my man.
Trez Barbarian.
To the right.
P.
And I am D Spins. Till next time, y'all. We out.
Blessing.
Light. For every little black child, this is light. For every single parent, this is light. For every brother behind bars, this is light. Hold your head.